Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Mind your business. Only on Money FM 89.3.
That's right. It's time to mind your business with me, Ahmad Akhtar. Now, in Singapore, some jobs only come into focus when things go wrong. We rarely notice the longkang until it floods, nor the people who work tirelessly to keep it clean. For Shaik Nifael, there are no glossy titles to hide behind. He puts it plainly, I clean longkangs for a living. What began as a punishment job became the spark for Incz, a waste management company he's built over the past decade into a purpose-driven enterprise recognized nationally as a company of good. This morning, we'll hear how he turned stigma into strength, built a business in one of Singapore's most overlooked industries, and why dignity matters in every kind of work. Let's welcome him on now, Shaik Nifael. Good morning, Shaik. How are you doing?
Yeah, hi, good morning. I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. Now, you don't really sugarcoat what you do. You actually proudly introduce yourself as someone who cleans longkangs for a living. So to start off with, why insist on that phrasing when most people try to dress the job up with titles like sanitation worker or waste management specialist?
Yeah, I've heard tons of nice phrases and, nice titles. Yeah, so I believe I was brought up in a home where you need to own what you do, right? Be proud of what you do. So that was how I was being brought up by my parents. And so I've always owned and been proud of what I have done or what I have did, regardless of whether it's good or bad. So that's why every time I meet someone, I never sugarcoat because, I don't manage any waste. I'm going to tell everyone this, no? We do not manage. There is no waste management is a title. I manage my staff. I like to tell my clients, I manage the staff, I manage my money, I manage my household, but I collect waste, right? So we are waste collectors, right?
Yeah.
Most of us are waste collectors, right? So waste management is usually done way above, like, maybe stat board level and everything. So, we collect and we follow the rules. So that's what we are. We are waste collectors.
So what is the genesis of Jetters Incz? And why is it called Jetters? And why does the ink have a Z tagged onto it? Lots of questions.
Oh, yes. Okay, first, Jetters, because the word Jetters originates from our high-pressure water jetting first, right? But how the name came about, so this one was, I would say maybe 30-odd years back, my dad and his group of colleagues, they started off a company called Jetters, right? So, and then after that, they disbanded. So I saw the name, it was cool, because I love Iron Man and I love the Avengers. So, hey, Jetters. So I thought I wanted to be American, So I said, put an ink, put an ink there, right? So I guess the last company, maybe they didn't close it or something. So Accra said you couldn't put an ink because I think there's an existing one. So I said, put a Z there, guys. Come on, just put a Z. Yeah, so that's how it's actually like the lols and it doesn't mean anything.
Excellent. So it helps you stand out from the crowd. Now, most of us don't think about drains until they flood, as I mentioned at the top. But without proper drain maintenance, Singapore's neighborhoods will be vulnerable to flooding, to pests, to disease outbreaks. So the question is, given this line of work involves literally protecting homes from floods and diseases, why do you think there's such a disconnect between the value of the work and the status of the worker?
I guess it's a stigma. When we were young, when I was younger, my mom would tell me, if you don't study, you're going to clean longkangs, right? So that's a stigma, I guess. A lot of, maybe I wouldn't say about the other countries, but maybe Asian per se, right? Or Singaporean, they would say, oh, you don't study, you're going to do this, you're going to end up doing that. So our industry was one of those that ended up there because it's a smelly industry, right? It's dirty. There's nothing nice about it.
Yep.
How you dollars up, when you open the drain, it's going to smell, right? So I guess when something is dirty is that, and it's not a clean job. It's an honest job, but it's not a clean job. So the thing is, people tend to shift away from, even though it's very important, but they tend to put the nicer things out at the front. Nobody's going to say, I'm seeing a psychiatrist, right? Even though psychiatry is very important. So same thing. We are like them. You need us, then, that's it.
So did people underestimate the value of what you were doing when you started Jetters Incz?
Yeah, of course. I tell people I clean longkangs for a living, right? So that's... When I say that, people will give me that, no, I don't think so, Shaik. You're actually in waste management. I say, no, I clean longkangs for a living. Don't dress it up. Right?
Yeah. So you mentioned that your mother said if you don't study, you would have to do exactly that.
She's listening, though.
And but your way into the trade wasn't a grand plan, but rather a shove from your father. So how did what many would consider a dead-end job flourish into the foundations for Jetters Incz? Like your father, what kind of influence did he play in your transition?
Oh, wow. We're Indian, right? So Indian Muslim. So my dad is old school, right? He's also listening. So he's old school. He punished me. He didn't shove me. He punished me. He didn't give me a choice, right? It was this or this. I didn't want to complete my A-levels, my promos. So my dad was hopping mad, literally hopping. So he told me, if you do not want to study, you're going to get a job, right? I'm not going to be responsible. You got to be responsible for yourself. You're a man. So I told him, yeah. So then he told me, you work for me. He was a GM in another company. And I had to take a bus to go for an interview. We stay in the same house, though, just to say, right? So I was 17. I took a bus and I interviewed with him. He paid me $24 a day. He told me, you should be happy somebody is deciding to pay you to learn. You know, you paying school to study and I'm paying you to learn. I'm like, wow.
It's quite a baptism of fire.
Huh? I was that bad. Can you imagine?
Yeah. So, I mean, the network here, the drainage network is pretty large. We have about over 8,000 kilometers of drains and canals across the island. Much of it requires systematic maintenance, not just one-off cleanups. What are the core services that you provide? Help us understand Jetta's role in Singapore's drainage and waste management industry today.
So for Jettas, we have identified and we have placed ourselves as specialists for the chain brands, right? So we are their go-to guy. We are their, I need you at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I WhatsApp you, Shaik, you're going to reply me. So is
that still the case?
That's still the case. Because, so we make it a point that, I personally will make it a point to the team that my word is my bond. I honor my word, right? So since that is the promise I give to our clients, regardless of what I'm doing, whether I'm sleeping or whether my child is sick or anything, that my promise to you, when you need me, I'm going to be there, right? So that's what we still do. So we cater to the chain outlets, your Starbucks, your KFCs, your Pizza Huts. So we are the guys behind the thing where you don't see the flooding, right? We are the background there. You see the pipes burst, we are the ones, going down to settle the issues.
Yeah, you mentioned it's a dirty industry. What's the wildest or most surprising thing you've ever found in a longkang?
Oh, my God. Some I can't see on air, but I would say I have seen handphones, gold chains, watches.
Gold chains?
Yeah, right. So, anyway. So, but we've seen underwears. We've seen...
wow.
Animals.
The works, huh?
Yeah, we've seen the works. And, where do you throw things you don't want people to find? The longkang, right? So, So ultimately, everything, we've seen everything there. And I've sampled a few.
Have you?
Yeah, of course. When I was younger, right? So, I worked. I was on. I was on the job. It was an on-job training for me. I was 17,
Okay.
so I was opening a pipe, and my mouth was open, right? So this was a toilet pipe. Just so you know, right?
Oh my God!
All right. So I opened it.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect the pressure to come.
Right.
So then it gushed down. So then it was 1 week of diarrhea for me. Yeah. So I learned to close my mouth. I should have listened to my mom and shut up. But sometimes she tell me,
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What is the hardest part, Shaik, about running a business that literally deals with waste?
Wow. How the world changes when it comes to waste. Like recently, waste is so important. Everybody's looking at it, right? Now we are sexy. Last time we were the mistress they used to hide, right? But now we are, whoa, come, let's go in front, So right now, it's all out there like, oh, wow, you're doing waste management. So this industry is the ever-changing, how people perceive waste and how important it is.
Yeah.
The moment it's become important, that's when it's a big headache for us. Because why? Some things that we are used to for the past maybe decade or so or more for some of the companies, right? When the rules start to change, when people start to spotlight the industry, right? So it's a bit difficult for people to catch up, right? With all these new rules and the approvals of the waste disposals and what classifications they are. So these are the issues that I believe people in our industry will face.
Yeah, speaking of perception, for decades, drain and waste management has been seen as an old-fashioned, low-tech, even stagnant. How have you raised the standards in terms of tech professionalism or reporting, and how do you want the industry as a whole to modernize?
Well, I guess, to be honest, I think we're the first to digitalize and give on-site reports, right? So my guys, our team, even office staff, we do not use paper anymore. Right? So it's all pictures and videos through your reports. So it's a full report with everything, with your photos and pictures attached after the job is completed. So this is very important for our industry, and I believe everybody should do it. Because why? Lots of our specialists in these companies, they are not your local kids, right?
Yeah.
And they are our foreigners who are working very hard here. So a lot of them the command of English is not that good. So when they write a report, it's very generic, choke cleared, So we still like that because So for us here, we're trying to integrate AI into our whole thing.
Yep.
We're working with, to be very honest, working with one of the companies now, like Oracle, to do something.
Interesting.
I want, like I said, right, I want to be the Iron Man of longkang, right? Right. So the beard, so that's why you see, the spectacles. Actually, I don't need it, but it's just. But yeah, so I mean, we want to make drainage a tech thing. Right now, that's what I'm pushing into. I'm pivoting towards, because right now I'm still a service provider, right? So I want to make it a point where we can help and we can advise the clients before actually calling me, right? So we're getting this and a lot of experts in the industry who are actually, I would say, didn't finish the school, but they're very good at what they do, right? So we want to take what they have here and put it in the AI.
Yeah.
And then we can train, right? So we train the AI, and then so the clients can use it and ask, instead of 3 a.m. you disturb, you call anybody. I mean, there's not going to be there's only one Shaik, right? So then what happens to the rest of the clients, right? And this Shaik can only handle so much. So we're going to do that, right?
So you want them to, I guess, be less dependent on your services and be more self-reliant?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be less dependent, I would say. It would get them information anytime they need. It's like a world wide web of longkang, right? So just AI only.
Yeah, so let's look at the broader waste system that focuses a lot on recycling and reducing landfill. From your vantage point in the drains and sanitation space, what forms of waste do you think we still are failing to manage properly?
You don't cook at home, right?
I do, sometimes, from time to time.
Yeah, so in a whole year, can you imagine the amount of food this? Okay, back then, I used to tell everyone, right, the best waste collectors were us kids, because our parents would say, if you don't finish the food, do you know how hard your father works? You know the people, other places who don't have food, so they will give you the backhand and all the food goes into your stomach. So right now, with my daughter, my son tells me, Baba, I don't want to eat the food. Yeah, it's okay, throw. So that's just me. Can you imagine the rest of us who continuously throw the food? And these are for your F&B outlets. Some of them, they cook, right, to cater to the demand, and then there will be an excess. This is normal. I mean, you can't blame them because fast food. But then all this will have to go to waste because you cannot keep it for the next day, right? So can you imagine the amount of food waste that's going in every single day? That's your biggest problem. Yeah,
funnily enough, you work with about 5,000 businesses, and a lot of them are F&B clients as well. So just to piggyback off that last question, are these industries taking waste management seriously enough?
Oh, yes. I mean, to be very honest, our clients are very, very strict on waste management. Some actually do. I'll give you an example, right? KFC actually maintains their drainage twice every week, every month.
In Singapore?
That's 2 times a month. Can you imagine how serious he is, when he wants to do the waste? And some of their grease traps, they do it weekly. Every week we will collect.
When you say twice a month, is that like a whole day endeavor? Times 2?
No, so it won't be a whole day. So, I mean, we have our machines and everything, so maybe an hour or so. So our team will go in and flush all their pipes and clean it and everything. So this is it's done. It's really it's really a lot if you ask me. But that's how serious. Not only the clients, but that's I guess because authorities have made it a point that your drainage is important. You cannot just overlook this and make outside look beautiful, right? So they have to submit reports and collection and everything. So it's a good thing what the authorities are doing. They're educating everybody right now, the owners and the building owners. So people have to comply because I think we've reached a point where we are already first world now. So this is very important, our waste. Yeah,
fair point. Final question. What keeps you motivated, Shaik, when the work gets tough, dirty or thankless?
Well, what keeps me motivated is my family and the people who actually believed in me when I started, right? So I always tell myself, if I'm gonna give up now, I'm going to disappoint everyone who had believed in me. The person who actually invested and gave me an opportunity to start off when I was 25, 26. And then my parents, of course. And then my family, my wife and my kids, my 3 kids. So yeah. So every day you go back, right, and then you tell yourself, sometimes it's too tired for me. And you look at them and you're like, no, you know what? You got to continue. Let's go. Let's fight some more.
Excellent. Keep fighting. We've been in the trenches with Shaik Nifael, founder of Incz, which has been developed into a purpose-driven business in the waste management space. Shaik, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Stay with Money FM 89.3.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.